Oh, you finally came. I'm Dạo. Let's have a quick chat. In 2023, information has almost completely gone digital. And while I agree that it is way cooler to read newspaper from the news, I mean, like, reading newspaper is way cooler, right? But news today has become more accessible and informative than ever. And there are an ever-growing amount of sources to choose from. Maybe too many. And here lies the problem. So today, allow me to remind you why in 2023, we should still take caution while reading the news as a form of expanding our worldview and some intuitive ways to do so. It is a common assumption that the inherent purpose of reading the news is to keep us informed. And you see, like any other industry, companies in the news industry are also trying to make a profit. And of course, this is completely reasonable. And aside from information, there are many other variables that make up a news article, such as headlines, visuals, content structures, all of which are for the media companies to control and to use to their advantage for two main reasons. One is to attract the potential reader, and two is to stand out from the competition. Clearly, news aren't inherently and entirely informational. And this can have a big impact on how we perceive the news, and it can have many psychological tricks woven into it. Here, the headlines and the visuals are used in a strategic way to fish an emotional response from the audience. Well, you see, this causes us to be manipulated, our opinions manipulated before we even consume the article, as soon as we read the headline. This can have a detrimental effect to how we perceive news, and as an example, I recently came across an article, a Vietnamese news article titled, "The Korean media criticizes G-Dragon for being arrogant and snobby towards the police." Now, as I don't know any Korean, I can't really fact check this, but this article is trying to lead me to assume that the Korean media is also contributing negatively to this information. This article is clearly trying to emphasize the emotional over the informative. All too often, we come to search for information, but we're led to feel emotions that only benefit the news outlets, marketing teams' advantages. As the news industry continues to grow exponentially, it is essential that we approach news reading with a critical mindset and to expand. And this is necessary for us to expand our worldview in the most informed and unbiased way. So next time you read a headline, make a conscious thought to think about whether its purpose is to inform or to evoke an emotion. As it is often, we come across way too many articles on social media, and we might soak everything up like a sponge if we don't remind ourselves about it. So in short, news can keep us informed, but we should only let it do so. To become a well-grounded and well-informed individual in 2023, it is important that we keep challenging our opinions